I know you're in business for yourself, Marlon, but tell us, because this is a coffee meetup for entrepreneurs, and we're all talking about how we can help each other with our businesses. What has been maybe some struggles right now for you, Marlon, in your business, in your online business? Can you hear me, Marlon? Marlon, are you there, buddy? Yeah, you're cutting out a little bit. We're having some technical difficulties here, guys. Sorry, Marlon, you're cutting out, buddy. I'm not sure. I'm not sure what's happening, man. Let us know when you're coming back. Michaela or Bill, Ben, can you guys hear me okay? Can someone unmute themselves? Just tell me you can hear me.
I can hear you now.
Okay. Ben, you're there, man. You're there. Okay, awesome. Fantastic.
I hear you just fine too, Nick.
Okay, thanks, guys. There might be a little bit of a technical Wi-Fi problem there, but
a connection.
Yeah, connection problem. We can hear you, Marlon. Yeah, Marlon's just having some tech difficulties. Marlon, we'll come back to you, buddy. We'll make sure your internet's connected. Okay, just give me a second. All right, Andy, welcome to the call. Ben, man, or Michaela, I know you guys are on the call, and I know you guys are in business for yourself. If you can share with us, what's been either a struggle or what's been working for you guys with your online business right now during COVID-19. If one of you want to unmute yourselves, share your video, and just talk to us. All right, Benny.
I guess I can jump on. I think for me, it's more or less keeping on track. And I think it was an online training we were doing that they were talking about keeping things on, not necessarily on track, but like keeping a schedule and what are you trying to do in every single thing that you're trying to accomplish, keeping your goals, keeping your tasks in line of what you're trying to do when you're trying to do things like that.
Yeah, right.
I think being at home, and it has been one of those things where I'm also working part-time at a local Costco and trying to keep things in motion, because now we're even though we're still during the pandemic, we're going to be moving soon. So we're in the fact of I'm working, we're also trying to pack and get some other things done around the house, around the community, also trying to do the business and connecting with people. So trying to make the balance and figure that out on a daily basis has been probably the biggest struggle for me, because my wife is also working and getting into it, but she's also having her own struggles in her own way. So it's kind of finding that balance and how do we both work on this and continue to stay on track and not let the negativity in the world kind of overcome. Because with all that coming, and especially where I work, it's Costco. It's a great place to work, but at the same time, there's a lot of negative people coming through the door as members, some employees that are like, I'm ready for this to be done, and so on and so forth. And so it's sometimes it's just that environment comes home, and it almost takes a full day just to get out of that funk and then try to do something different. And then all of a sudden I'm going back to work again. So it's really trying to get out of figuring out that mold. That's almost like the key to success. It's all about additivity, and I'm trying to work on adapting in the way that we can.
Yeah, for sure, man. Yeah, getting drawn in and then getting thrown out, right? Just that in and out movement. And that's, yeah, of course, man. I've definitely experienced that during what's been going on around the world and being stuck at home and trying to keep busy and trying not to go insane and pull my hair out, all that stuff. So thank you for sharing, Ben. Appreciate it, man. Thank you for sharing. Michaela, I know you're there somewhere.
Yeah.
You wanted to share something that's positive, or maybe a struggle that you've overcome during the coronavirus with your online business?
Yeah, thank you so much, Nick, for having me on. I hope that my volume and everything comes in good. I'm kind of on. I couldn't clear.
Yeah, I can hear you. I can hear you.
Okay, sure.
Yeah.
Great. Yeah, so it's actually all positive from my end. But what I was thinking was, I know in networking and business, there's a couple of different strategies. And some phrasing that I had heard in the past is called top-down marketing, and then there's something called bottom-up marketing. And top-down marketing would be like you're talking to somebody and you kind of introduce your highest level product first and kind of, okay, well, if you don't want to go to the top, we'll kind of, all right, we can step down, step down, step down. And I have heard people having a lot of great success with that method. But what I'm actually doing, I find it to be a lot more service oriented, and it's very, very bottom up marketing. What I'm doing is I'm connecting with people, and then I kind of take that person out of the equation. And let's say I'm talking to Jim. I'll tell Jim, you know, what I'm doing for people right now is I'm actually setting them up on a free version of our app, and I give them also access to my website. So essentially they can be able to see everything that I see for free. And then I proceed to actually manually, physically, in real time, I help them actually set up that app, and I actually help them save my little information. But what that's also doing is it's actually getting them all teed up to really see what I want them to see. And the thing is, instead of just showing them what I want to show them, I'm taking that other sidebar with them first, because I don't want to blow them out of the water. When I show them a $1,000 product or a $500 product, they might be out of a job right now, and they might get uncomfortable for any reason because of what I showed them. But now, since I already have them set up with the free version of the app, and I've kind of given them my information, even if they see what I want them to see and they're totally blown out of the water by it and they don't know, they're already still set up to stay in contact with me. And one person set up the free app, and then without even seeing my presentation, they just went ahead and signed up. So I'm loving my bottom-up service-oriented approach that I'm doing with people, and I'm kind of considering myself like a Verizon customer service representative. If you've ever had a really good phone provider like Verizon, they're very good with customer service, but they're always able to be cool at the same time. There's never an awkward moment, but they move you into action, and they kind of say, all right, we're going to go under general now. All right, we're going to go under settings. We're going to do this. What do you see right now? All right, do you see this? Do you see that? And so they're really moving you into action to make sure that we can get you set up on whatever, that when that conversation ends, that you have taken those steps. So that's basically what I wanted to share. And I'm just connecting with as many people as possible to kind of bounce that off of them and see if that might be something that works for them. If the top-down kind of approach didn't work. I saw Andy also say that that might be called benefit stacking. It's interesting. I really appreciate you hosting these calls, and I'm really excited for the guests and to move forward with the call. Thank you so much for having.
Appreciate it, McKenna. That was awesome. That's awesome. That's fantastic. That's fantastic. That's some really good information right there. And Michaela, on the chat, if you can, post up some of that information in the chat, you know, what they're both called, an upward marketing, bottom up marketing, up, bottom marketing. You get me right.
Yeah, absolutely.
You put it in the chat, that'd be fantastic. I think that was really good information. Thanks for sharing. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Andy from the UK, from London. Hey, brother, how we doing, man?
I'm doing fantastic, but I'm getting better.
Awesome. What time's it in the UK?
It's literally we just done the clapping for the NHS, so it's just literally been talking to the neighbours for that last hour or so, because that's what we do on a Thursday now in the UK. We actually talk to each other, which is quite weird.
Okay.
For most people to get that around their heads. Obviously, we're probably the youngest people on our street. Majority of the guys that live next door to us are in their 70s, so they haven't got a clue about what we're doing right now. I can introduce them to this stuff, teach them new stuff, showing them how to do things. They can talk to their siblings and stuff, which has been really good fun. What Michaela said there, I thought was absolutely fantastic. That's probably some of the best advice you can get, is to try things. And trial and error is the way that most people see it. I see it's trial and reload, relearn, back in and trial again, because that's what you've got to do. You're going to keep going back in with the same thing. There's no error, because what you're doing, if you're chasing an error each time, you're looking for failure. And what Michaela said there is, you don't look for failure, you look for the best way to help individuals. And I appreciate that, because that put something in my head, which I learned out of a book by Alan Pease called Questions and the Answers. And I always find that if I have a customer, and I used to do this when I used to do real estate as well, so I used to sell properties, etc., £1 million plus houses. And the way you get someone to be on your side is to first be on their side. It's all about, when you come in initially, you're head to head, find out what's going on, turn them around so you're going the same way. You want to go at the same speed, but at least you're going in the same direction. And I think what Michaela's describing there is, you have to find the best fit for them, so they're walking side by side and getting aligned with what you're talking about, which I think is great. And that's what I used to do with property. And one of the things that I learned out of the questions and the answers was, if they say it, it's true. And if you say it, they don't believe it, because they didn't say it. At the end of the day, you're putting words in people's mouths, so you have to let people tell you what their needs are. And Michaela hit the button on the head there, because literally there's 3 keys to stuff. So you basically got to find, initially, if they're hot or cold. So are these people you know, or people you don't know? These are brand new people, or are they warm people that you know anyway? They're repeat customers, stuff like that. Once you know their hot button, when they come in next time, you can press the hot button again, not they're off. You just say hi, and I'm sure you've seen this when you go into some of the stores. I know when Ben was talking about the Costco thing, I've had a Costco experience with people. I walk in there, they say hi, rather than just check your card, so they say hello, have a chat with you for a little while. It's pretty fast paced, but at least they take the time to engage with you. You walk around, do your bits and pieces. That person might change around the position. You'll see them later on, they say hi again. You're like, what, this bloke follow me or what? But again, if you need them, they're there, which is fantastic. And the other thing as well is, she was saying about, you have to get commitment off people to move forward with stuff. So she was saying about at the end there, once you've got the happy medium where they are and you find out what they want, you then get commitment off them. And I think that was great. And like I said, Michaela, I've not heard you speak before, but wow, when you do, you put some golden nuggets out there, which was absolutely fantastic with regard to that. And one of the other things that come out of the book, again, I'm going back to this book because of what Michaela just said. It's really good. It's made me think about it, and I'm actually reading through it at the moment. But basically, there's 5 fundamentals you've got to look at what people are really looking for anything in life. If you know Maslow's theory about the hierarchy of needs and stuff like that, if you don't, look it up, Maslow's theory. It's basically like a triangle that you've got there, the bottom part being the things everyone's got, and the top part being like the most critical. And most people for most people it's water and food. That's the most, and shelter. So water, food and shelter are the top things that you want. The rest of it is like, tertiary stuff. So as long as you're safe, you've got what you need, you can provide for yourself and others, you're usually happy. And 9 times out of 10, when someone goes into a store or comes to look at something online, they're looking for one thing: pleasure. They want to enjoy the experience. They want to have the right sort of thing. And like Michaela was saying about the customer service thing, that's when that bit kicks in. The customer service, to get the commitment, get them to buy something, and wow, that was powerful stuff. she got me going now. We've got the juices flowing. So so cheers for that. So my biggest takeaway from that is you have to work your way through the stuff, find what someone wants, get to the happy medium where they are, and then basically get commitment for them there and then. And then that's how you progress forward and keep your customer service level up even after they've either, if you run a club or something like that, they've joined your club, your business, whatever it may be, and obviously give them that follow-up and the right sort of treatment that you want if you're a customer for someone as well. So thanks very much for that, Michaela. Absolutely fantastic. Loved it.
Awesome. There you go. Thanks, Andy, for sharing, brother. Awesome. Well, guys, we'll do some more sharing soon. But what I want to do right now is bring our guest speaker to the call. This guy, he's a global entrepreneur. He's a world traveler. He's an international trainer. He's a top income earner in his own in his network marketing company. He's actually been in the network marketing profession, I believe, for 8+ years. His background is he was a sheriff from the Chicago area. His wife was an accountant. He was a sheriff. And when they saw network marketing, it was a way to get their time freedom back, a way that obviously they can spend more time with their family, with their kids, and obviously, do what they want, when they want, whenever they want. And that was, I know that's one of the biggest reasons why they got in the network marketing profession. And this gentleman is also a guru when it comes to finances. He is actually Monica's and my financial mentor. He knows money back to front, and he helps us with so many things. And I know that this gentleman can bring so much value and so much, information and education to the table. And that's why I brought him to the virtual coffee meetup today. So, Mr. Kelvin Phipps, are you there? I know he's here. He might have just hopped on. I think he's just trying to connect. So I know, guys, this guy has helped Monica and I so much when it comes to network marketing, when it comes to finances, when it comes to running a business, when it comes to leadership. Let me just see where he is at. Here he is. He's hopping on back right now. Rock and roll. Awesome. KP, I know you just hopped on again, man. I can hear you.
Now, excuse my technical difficulty. I'm doing a million things at once right now.
Yeah, you're good, man. You're an entrepreneur. We do that. Well, KP, brother, I know you're unable to do video right now, but I know you got audio. Everyone else can hear you. If you guys can see KP's picture, he's that beautiful gentleman on the pier, on the beach. He loves the beaches. KP, I just introduced you. I'm not sure if you heard.
I heard it.
You heard. Yep. Cool. Awesome. So, man, just if you could just share your story from your network marketing background, how you got started in network marketing, where it all started, where are you now? What are some things that have happened to you throughout the process, and then we'll get into some other stuff after that.
Okay, no doubt. I definitely appreciate you for having me on the Zoom today. You and Monica, you guys are amazing, man. So I've been listening to everybody else that's been coming on, just learning a lot, because there's definitely been an evolution in our culture. So just to hear people from different parts of the world is just amazing in itself, how everything's coming together, man. So to share a little bit of my story, and I guess if we speaking as entrepreneurs, you have to start there. So today I'm 43. When I was 23, it was kind of my first venture in when I bought my first building. My whole goal in life, I knew I didn't want to have a boss. I didn't know how that was going to be, but everybody around me had one. The one thing I did know, I need to own the things that I occupy, whether it's cars or buildings. That was the first goal. So I started out as a barber, and I didn't use that time just to make money. It was really to be over people's heads and ask questions, no different than like this. Asking questions. What do you do? What do you know? Who do you know? And that actually got me to learn real estate. That's how I got to my first property. And evolving from there, just had other properties. And where everything is cyclical, up and down, where you got up times, because especially there's a wave, you don't have to be good at anything, just get involved. And then you got the downtime. That's where skills come in. And for me, it was the real estate market's going off a cliff. And I found myself, 26, sold $1 million in properties, and all of a sudden I was $100,000 upside down and lost. And I realized I didn't know a lot, but I got involved with some things. I became very open. So as far as network marketing or any traditional sales, one, I can say I really didn't even know what that was, sales or network marketing. When you speak as an entrepreneur from kind of the labor side, me as a barber, and doing real estate, you don't have to really serve customers like that when you just own something. So it was an eye opener and just really a humbling experience to be a student again. And my wife, she introduced me to network marketing. And what it was really about was things that I had on my goals list anyway. It was about traveling, because for one thing, what depressed me about working was only seeing the people that I worked with. I wanted to see the rest of the world. And if I never, ever had time to leave my job, then I could never see any other parts of the world. So I got open, and I had the good nature, just like you guys talk about, having businesses online is just a whole nother world, because like that wasn't a reality, where we had to do things face to face. And I had the good fortune of meeting people who came to my house, and they just kind of talked about staying with us out in Chicago in our market and spending time. And that spoke to me. It's one thing that people can spend money. It's another thing when they spend time. And that was really big for me. And from that is kind of how it grew, part-time, organically. And the things I'm passionate about now is, always is true freedom. Because one thing I find online, a lot of people can talk about it, but if you really get into the weeds with them, it's not what it seems all the time, because it's basic foundations to real freedom. You got to have a basis of income and how it comes in. One of the things we talked about was, as a goal for us, that we wanted to create residual or passive income, right? So that was the only way you could have freedom, because we needed to be in different places and the money still came in. So there was only certain things we could do. And that had to happen enough to where I can actually trade out my job. And that's what the things I kind of learned was, what's called a freedom number, where it's not about being rich. It's just about being $1 higher than the bills that hold you in place. And for me, when I realized that I just needed to beat my sheriff's check, and I could do that little by little, because I showed up from work, every day. I showed up to work every day, and that was the power of the part-time. And it grew big enough that in 3.5 years, I was able to leave sheriff's department. And for me, just in numbers, dealing with things cash on cash instead of physically, because sometimes people can be excited to own stuff and not own their own freedom. Like I had a building where at the end of the day, all the bills got paid. It was a salon I owned. Everybody there got paid, but I just broke even. And after being in network marketing, if I spent the same 40 hours or 5 days, and I didn't have those responsibilities or that building to deal with, but had the money in hand, it just didn't make sense to me to keep the building at the time. And that's when I kind of exited out, and we started to have that mentality of freedom and what that really looks like. So fast forward, it's been 9 years in network marketing. It's been 7 years since I've left the sheriff's department. Been all over the world, from every like different places. Yeah, everywhere everyone's speaking. I've had the good fortune of it, just to know great people. No different than meeting Nick, Monica through this idea. So yeah. That's I hope I wasn't too long-winded, but that's a bit of my story.
Awesome. That is epic, Kelvin. Thank you so much, man. Man, barber, real estate, guy, you sheriff, network marketing, sales, a man of all sorts, an entrepreneur. Look at that. That's fantastic, Kelvin. Thanks so much for sharing. And man, in respect to your network marketing career and the 8-9 years that it's been, and I know that you also build your network marketing business with your wife. I know there's other network marketers on this call. I know there's network marketers who are going to be listening to this in the Facebook group that we're live in right now, and also as we're recording. To those network marketers or those business owners out there that are also in a relationship and work, or they're trying to work, do their business with their partner, with their significant other, their spouse. What would be maybe a tip or a trick under the sleeve that you could help them out with? Because I know you work with your lovely wife, Juanita, with your network marketing business and obviously other businesses as well. So maybe it's a trick or tip or something you might not, obviously be able to share.
Well, I guess you have the saying about, being with somebody that you evenly yoked, but that doesn't come out of just out of the gates. I think you grow together. The one thing, we talk about, me, you, Monica, it's communication.
Mm-hmm.
One, say what you're going to do, mean what you say, and then do it and explain what you did. And I think you grow together like that. I had the experience when in real estate, owning the salon, and it was a commercial building, that I did it, but I didn't communicate well with my wife. So she didn't feel like it was us. She felt like it was me and other people. And that was the difference that, and so I can't speak to a lot of different network marketing companies, but for me, I make sure that we're first. That communication, like us constantly setting goals, there are our goals. And it's the things we want to get out of them first. As far as personal growth, I think the personal growth goes there. And then I think the, all of the accolades and, the financial benefits that comes later. So it's prioritizing your relationship first and then watching the other stuff kind of happen.
Yeah, right. Wow. Okay, man. Yeah. Well, I know the communication is definitely key to building any relationship or, any business. So that's awesome, Kelvin. That's fantastic, man. And, over the time since you've been, the last 20 years being in, doing multiple businesses, earning different types of cash flow, passive and liquid cash and different types of income. I know that over the last 20 years, rather 2 decades, that you've learned a lot of financial strategies. I know you've accumulated a lot of money. You might have lost some money. It's been up and down at times. Maybe it's, something that you learned maybe in 08, 09, that you're now applying with the recession back then. Now you're reapplying what you learned and now into COVID-19. What could be, or what would be maybe your top 1, 2, or 3 tips when it comes to finances for the entrepreneur? Something that maybe you could share over the board of whatever business that they may be in, if it's network or specific to the network marketer, that could help them out during these difficult times with COVID-19.
Well, I guess one thing I would say I learned is to divide your interests. And what I mean by that is, well, because like you gave me a few topics like family or personally, you as an individual have to have a base financially, right, that you live on. And then your businesses have to operate from their own separate bases.
If you mix them together, you might as well tie a weight to yourself and throw yourself in the ocean. And that's the difference, is really looking at making sure that the each business carries itself. You know, like if I take profit, how much of it is going to be, you know, marketing for me? What type of profit do I take? And all of it is keeping that base, because that personal base, the base for the business, personal base for yourself, that is what gets you over the up and down times, the cyclical parts. So as an example, my switch or transition from the sheriff and real estate, what the number my mentor told me, he said, I said, how can I stop being the sheriff? And he said, if your business grows and you find that you do not have to cash your sheriff's check for 6 months, then you can make the transition. And that's what I mean about having a base of different things. So, and that is different incomes. One is a sheriff. You know, there was some stuff that was from real estate, but then there was the network marketing business, and balancing those out to making sure they're different. Because as an example, let's say I make $4,000 a month as a sheriff, and I make $500 in network marketing. Then that's my freedom number is 4,000. I need $4,001, and I can reverse engineer the freedom number $500 at a time that grows to 4,000. But in that term, I get to keep both incomes. Does this make sense?
This is good. Wow.
See, and by having both of them is, you know, that's where the decision time came, where I left one because the other became stable enough. Right? You can have them both and build your base. So if something like a COVID-19, that's why it's, you know, it could be COVID-19, it could be, you know, the Great Recession, it could be the real estate market crash, because this is all here before. It's about who's prepared. Like when I realized cash is king, there's no cheaper sale than what you call a fire sales. When everybody is in fear and they think everything should be cheap, it's those that kept money that can buy you for cheap. Does this make sense?
100%. It's called a fire sale. You said a fire sale?
Yeah, that's the philosophy that, you know, just like stock in life, those that are skilled in business understand you make money both in what you would call the good times, but you make a lot of money in the bad ones, because people don't use their mind. They just controlled by fear. So like, just like right now, you know, this sense of time where if you do have a product, and I was listening to one of the young ladies, she was saying, like, if somebody buys something that's $1,000, she can't do that right now. But if you can speak to them right now, right? Like you got car companies, all of a sudden, they're just your friends, right? You know, where were you when I couldn't pay my car note? You wasn't this understanding. Now all of a sudden you're like, oh, right? Because you had to change and create a product for me of the time, right? So they're going to gain different customers, not only in just the profit, but in the trust. And so in fire sales, is those things when it's like, listen, I'm here to help you out of your tough time, but it benefits me because you sell it for cheap. I use your fear to enrich myself.
Wow. That's all. That's value. That's awesome. Fire sale. That's really cool. And freedom number, like you're spot on, Kelvin. Where you're like, man, I make 4,000 a month. I'm making 500 right now with network marketing or whatever business they may be in, and I need to get to $4,000 or $4,001 to get above, right? And I think that's just what's the word? That was just like, wow, that's like an opening moment. Like that's what everyone's goal should be. It's like that explosion right in the head. Like, oh my God, that should be my goal. So
yeah, because if you're building a business, how do you track if it's good or not? Because like a lot of people can be emotionally attached to their business, but not judging it. Because when you look at the big boys, just like Warren Buffett just sold all his stock. Why do you think he did it? Do you think he just likes Delta or didn't like Delta, or he understood when to you know, when to move somewhere else or do something different.
Right. Yeah, 100%. He knew. That's yeah. Wow.
Can I just jump in there, Nick?
Sure.
I know. Reading Warren Buffett's books and stuff, he actually says that when you see people run from something, you go towards it. Once they run back to it, you sell, leave, give the shovels to them. You come back out. You've made your profit in. You made your profit out, like you just said there, the ups and downs. So.
Yeah, that's it, Andy. That's it, man. That's exactly right. And KP, you just said it. Man, this is awesome. This is fantastic. KP, my man, bringing in dividing the interest, the freedom number, the base, the personal base, the business base, right? The fire sale, right? I love it. That's awesome. That's awesome. You know, before you head off, KP, because I know that you've got to go, man. I know you got other things, and I know you're super busy. So I know everyone here on the call and in the Facebook group really appreciate your time. Is there anything you want to just close the end of this call, and with anything you feel that could add value to any of these entrepreneurs on the call in the Facebook group, or what would be one message that you just want to get across to everyone right now? If you could just say one message, what would that message be?
I would say in this time, what has been amazing to me is the resilience of human beings, is build real family culture in your business. The things that's real are the things that last. And because we can have a lot of different skills and sales techniques, and those are, one thing, but it's a different when we can have a bit of humanity and build some culture and some family. So yeah, let's continue it in a real way.
Beautiful, man. That's awesome. Thank you so much, KP. I appreciate it. Everyone here appreciates your time. This is recorded. This is live right now in the Travelboss Secrets Worldwide Network Facebook group. KP, I appreciate your time, man. Thank you so much for hopping on. If everyone who hopped on as well and is listening in and interacted today, thank you so much for jumping on today's virtual Entrepreneur Coffee Meetup. You guys rock. Our next meetup, guys, is next Tuesday. Hey, everyone. Hey, guys, and I just appreciate all of you guys. You guys are awesome. You guys are here for a reason. You guys are wanting to grow your business, and that's why you came on this call, why you're listening in. And again, Kelvin Phipps, thank you so much for taking the time and sharing your network marketing story, your tips and tricks on how to build a business with a partner, a significant other, and also sharing your financial tips and tricks in terms of finances for the entrepreneur. So thanks so much, everyone. Appreciate you all. Hope you enjoyed your coffee if you had a cup with us. And guys, we will see you next week. Have a fantastic rest of your week and weekend, and we'll see you guys soon. Rock and roll, guys. Peace out. Thanks so much, guys. Cheers, KP. Appreciate it, guys. Bye.